This week on 3D Archery, I've got one bear of a problem. Hey everybody, and welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. You know, all archery clubs have a problem, and that is targets. One, they're expensive. Two, they wear out. And then you got to replace them, so you go back to the first problem. You know, they have a limited life, depending, on how well they get shot. Like, if you've got nothing but compound shooters, those guys hammer out those target zones like that. Now, if your club's primary traditional shooters, because we're not that accurate, your targets last longer. You know, it is what it is. But I seen one. I always wanted to try to see, how can I refurbish one, right? And the club that I just joined here recently, Yoki in Hyde Park, New York, good club, shameless free plug, right? On their 3D course, I found a target sitting out behind a bale, and it looked in pretty bad shape. And I asked him, hey, can I try to refinish it? And, you know, who's going to turn down free help? So I got it. It's a bear. It looks like an old Delta McKenzie bear. It's definitely not a Reinhardt. It's a three-piecer. And it's got some issues, right? So one of the issues it has is critters made homes in them. Right? People, Jeff Krug, shot the ears off. Right? But the biggest issue it has, if you know your target, sorry about me moving out of the way of the camera, is these targets, if I bring this up, I'm going to try to show you, they're interlocking. And you can see right there, right? Just like that. These, what happened to these is exactly what happened to this one. It totally tore off. All right? And the other issue we have, this is the center section, which is your target. And you can see they patched it up with great stuff. On this side, they did the same thing. So this target is pretty much a waste, right? So, can it be saved? Find out. So looking at my target, there's a few things I gotta do. Now one, you gotta know about these targets is they all, even this one, they dry out. They have a coating on them. But that coating, X-ray, yeah, we were using X-rays. Ultraviolet, there you go. Sitting out in the sun, duh, ultraviolet radiation, eats that stuff away and deteriorates it. And they dry out. And this one is definitely suffering dry rot. All right, show you this. Oh, another problem somebody did. They bent that at a 90. That's going to be a fun one to fix. And you can see the back here. It's dry rotted. All right. Whole thing. You can see there's some of the original coating left, but then it's all gone, and this has gotten eaten up. So a lot of work to be done. The good news is I do think it can be saved. We're going to have to do it. So I'm going to have to do certain things. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to figure out, is there a way to coat it? All right, so that's my first thing. Can I recoat this target? Just like that. Second thing is how am I going to make them stay together? It's broken. So I'm going to probably have to make it one. So I'm going to have to find a method to secure them together. Right? The third thing I'm going to do is how can I fix the target areas and fill in all the damage? So I got to repair the bodies. And those are the three main things. After that, then I paint it and it's ready to go. Now, how long will it last? I don't know. But if we can get, maybe 1 or 2 more years out of it, hey, that's 1 or more 2 years. They didn't have to buy a new target and they can save their money. So that's my 3 areas, right? The outside coating, securing it together, and fixing the damage to the body. All right? So I'm going to take each one individually. We'll cross them off as we get them done. And then hopefully at the end, I'll have a shootable target. All right, everybody, the first thing we want to do is how can we stop the drying out, the hardening of the skin? How can we protect it? Now, I will say I watch very little TV. Game of Thrones, that's about it. And if I'm sitting around, nothing to do, totally bored, Yeah, I might flip on TV and watch little Pawn Stars or something like that, but not a TV person anymore. But, there's that but, which means everything you just said doesn't mean anything. But watching TV, and if you've seen it, I know you did, the infomercial for that Flex Seal paint, the rubberized paint. And they take the screen and they pour this stuff in and they make a boat and the guy's driving through the swamps. They're telling you how great it is. It's flexible. It's this, yada, 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 right? Well, seeing that, light bulb went off in my head. Went out and bought some. Flex Seal. They sell it at Home Depot now. All different size, shapes, and prices. And I poured it on. If you've seen my groundhog, you know I've done it already. So I know it works, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to see if it heals itself. This is what's left of the groundhog, the part that I didn't use, and I poured some Flex Seal on it. Didn't do the heaviest coat, didn't do the lightest coat. I'm going to shoot it with my bow, different sized arrows, and we're going to see if it actually heals itself, or does it leave a gaping hole like most things do. Alright, I'm just going to use my 40-pound bow. I'm going to use 3 arrows, a thin 800 spine. You can see how thin it is. The standard 600 spine that I use, you know, here, and then big old thick wood. Hopefully I can hit it, and I'll probably have to do each one individually, but we'll find out. Alright, let's do the 600 spine. Don't mind my basement's a mess, I haven't cleaned it. Alright, let me go set it up. Shoot the next one into it. 600 spine. A little thicker. Seem to be hitting the same spot. Wood. Let me straighten it up. Alright, now wood. Ooh. Well, stupid is what stupid does. Didn't hit it. Alright, we'll go down under the lights and let's look at it. I got them in a nice tight group, so this should simulate getting punished a lot. That's my logic, and I'm going to keep using it. Alright, here I am. Here's my 3 shots. So, bring it in tight. Let's pull out the wood first. Okay, let's pull this one out. That one totally covered up. And this one. So, you can see the small one healed itself. These two, they are decreasing in size. You can actually see where it was and to where it is. So, it's interesting. Now, I'm going to show you another one. I shot right there earlier testing on my own. You can see it's sealed. So it could be where you hit it in the material is just as much. So I'm going to do a couple more shots and then we'll come back and look at it. But it definitely seals 2 times and didn't seal the other 2. But I don't know if that's material. Let's see if I hit it in here. Let's see what happens then. Alright, let's see. Look at that. Sealed itself up. So, I don't know if this is thin paint. This one is definitely thin. That's where I painted it. And that one's thin. This is the center section is thick. So, looks like, preliminary diagnosis, thicker the paint, the more it heals. Healed, healed, and healed. Didn't heal. Thin paint. So this stuff looks like it has great potential to help protect our targets. Now, color. Comes with white and black. You can paint them. That's what I did with my other one. So, got to do the next step. Alright? So, I think this is going to work. I am definitely going to use it on this target. It's a pretty big target, so I'm going to see how much of this paint it's going to take. Now, the big thing you got to remember is most arrows will be in a certain area, so you don't have to do the head as heavy as you do the target area or the butt. It can be done lighter. Alright, so definitely this stuff works and it does seal, it seems, most of the time. Alright, tougher question is how to put it together. Epoxy's great, but you know, the foam will just tear and the epoxy is just not going to do much good. So it's going to have something to strengthen it. But arrows go in. If it's too thick, can damage the arrow, and if it's too thin, the arrow will damage whatever you have. So you got to find a happy medium. So I'm going to try these rods. Different lengths. I'll put them in different spots, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and see how they hold. Hopefully they'll give us enough structural integrity to hold it, and then we'll take it from there. We're going to probably do some testing on it before I do anything else when I got it all done, but it can be done. May not be pretty, may not be the best, but it will be usable, and we'll save them. This target here is probably anywhere from $400 to $700. So, all right, we'll move on to the next step, and let's see how this works. A little more. There we go. There it is. Mark that. Alright, got it together. My pins are holding. But I don't think it's going to be that structurally sound. But I have a plan. I think I can engineer it. I'm going to try to epoxy, but like I said, I don't think the epoxy is going to hold. It does seem to be loose left or right. But I think I can do something to this. I think I could pull this off with a little ingenuity. Alright, on to the next step. Alright, what I originally did was use these, put them in, lined them up. It was okay, but it's very unstable. So the thin ones aren't working. So I'm going to take aluminum arrows. I mean, if you hit them, you'll dent them, your arrow should bottom. Soften them, shouldn't damage your arrow too much. I'm going to use 2 of them. Drive them all the way through this sucker. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get lucky. Or maybe not. Alright, got them in. Now, problem found was they don't go through straight. So I'm supposed to be over here. So it's a little off, but I got 2 of them in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to epoxy or I'm going to put something in here to try to hold it together a little better. I might even put a couple of strands of duct tape, Gorilla Tape or something. I'll go cut that off, seal that off. Alright? But it is together. May not be the greatest, but it's going to be weak here because it's going to want to bow like that. And I have an idea. I was thinking about putting another one through the legs. So we might end up doing that one also. Alright. Step by step. Okay, the problem stability here was cured by that. Yeah, it's not going to look perfect, but you know, I'll paint it. And it secured it for me. So there we go. We got it back together. Alright, I got the back half secured. Now it's an aluminum arrow, so if they hit it, you know, it's going to bend or something else, but it won't break inside and it shouldn't damage the arrow. The arrow should deflect off of it being curved. Well, at least that's my logic. Alright? Alright. Now for the big one. And we got to run some tests, do some things on it. But we're getting there. One day. Alright. Got 2 questions answered. Now the final one here. This is going to be the interesting one. So, looks like some exploratory surgery. Lots of damage. Large area. Almost to the point where it's knocking them out. But we'll find out. Now, I read, it's my furnace turning on. It's cold here in New York. That the best way to do this is with a Sawzall or a circulating saw. But I don't want to cut it all out. I just only want to cut enough out. So I'm just going to take it like this and dig and pull and things like that. Just, yeah, right now, right there. Just grab a chunk, pull it out. Alright, you know what? Doesn't look like the damage is that deep. Yeah, pretty shallow. But I am going to carve it out, get through all the damage back to the solid core, and then we'll take it from there. Reminds me of condo school when we had to kill the animals and gut them first time for a lot of the guys, and they're like, ugh. And yeah, well, that was interesting. All right, this side's not that bad actually. It's not as bad as it looks. A lot of mainly superficial damage. I think I got something that will work. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Alright, got the hole dug out. Pretty simple. I use this little rasp I got from Home Depot. Just got in there, smoothed it out, swept it out. But I discovered something. Let me bring it under the light to show you better. Alright, here's the hole. This color, look at this color. Bring it in. Look at that is a different, totally different material. Much thicker. This is so much denser than this. So they actually used two materials to make this thing. Interesting. Learn something new every day. Alright, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to use this product right here. I'm going to take it out for you, hopefully. Just Ziploc it. Pro Select, right? Fence post mix. Now, guy on one of the forums says it works great. New technology sets as fast as 2 to 3 minutes, equal in volume to 2 50-pound bags of concrete mix. For all types of posts, wood, steel, PVC. Basic tools required. Well, going to be interesting. The guy says he'd use it on his and it works really well. Alright. A little nervous. Should really test it first, but you know what? It's a goner. Doesn't matter. And worst comes to worst, doesn't work, I just cut it right back out, right? That's my logic. And I'm going to stick to it. Alright. On to the next step. $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. Well, not what I expected. The foam is absorbing it, but now it's pushing it back up. Amazing. I don't trust squat in life. It sank in, absorbed into the foam. Now as you can see, it's pushing back up and out. Expanding out and past it. Pretty freaking wild. Yeah, you can say it expands. Here it comes. Boop, 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 boop. All right, this stuff is amazing. All right, bring it over. Put this around so I can see. Oh, you can't see due to the damn light. Here you go. Look at that. Size of my fist. It pushed up, over, and around. But it's not any better or worse than great stuff. It's a lot thicker, I have to say that. Interesting, though. Very interesting. Well, okay, this stuff overflows big time. Harder than great stuff, thicker than great stuff. Just got to find a way to cut it. I had a hot knife, but I can't find the dumb thing. But we'll cut it and we'll take a look at it. Alright, couple things. This is what you don't want to have happen. Air pockets. I think it will stop an arrow. You know what? Let's set it up and give it a quick test just to see what this one would do. Alright, 35-pound fiberglass bow. Let's see if I can hit the stupid thing. Alright, it's a thin one. I'll take it up there, but it did stop it. Alright, look at this thing. Only that thick. Okay, maybe an inch. Yeah, it went most of the way through, but it did stop it. So if I would have hit the thicker area, I don't think it would have went so far through. The beauty of arrows, just pull them through. All right, so it looks like the foam will work. I am actually going to do a test. I think I'm going to do a test down the road. That's another day. All right, now to trim that out, and I got to do the other side. Works, covers it, without a doubt, messy. Alright, got the holes filled in. Now, comparison between the two fillers, great stuff or the tight foam from Loctite. Loctite tight foam is much better. Easier to carve, sand, do a lot of work with. I was able to form it much better than I can with the great stuff. So, got a few things there. I'll bring you in a minute. And I'm going to show you. This thing's been really shot out. There's going to be a lot of cosmetic work. I mean, how far do you want to really take it, right? So we're looking at that. So I'm going to bring you in and I'll show you a couple things. Now you can see here an older repair by somebody else. You can see the holes, the gouges, the chunks missing, right? Filled in the belly pretty good. Filled that in. I filled in through there. You can see chunks missing from arrows. It's going to probably happen again. A lot of work here. So how am I going to get rid of all this? Well, I got a plan. Okay, now you can see the other side. You know, it came out. The green stuff works great. It does not sand or trim well. So I put some great stuff over it to smooth out a little bit. One thing I'm going to say. All three of them had very wet spots on the inside. And that's what caused a lot of my problems. So what I did on this last one, I let it sit for like 4 days. And it finally dried out. So if you're going to do it, don't do like they say, like 24 hours. No. Give it about 3 days and then it'll dry out on the inside. Alright, talking about my plan to do some of the fixing. Something I learned, again, Halloween displays. Guy Dave Lowe put me onto it. Crayola Model Magic. It's what I use to make my skeleton's hands and fingers and things like that. It's good stuff. Try to open it here. Sorry for turning my back on you. Comes in these big pouches. They come in different colors. This is white. And pliable. It's great. And then it dries not totally hard, but not soft. So my big holes that I find, I'm going to use the whole bag. Don't have to, you just reseal it, kind of resealable bag. It's easy stuff to work with. Just like that. Just take it and press it in the big holes. Now remember, it may not look like much now, right? But when I put the rubber paint over it, it should seal up a little bit. And also put it in areas where it needs to be smoothed out. All you do is smooth it up by using your thumb. Press it in, it adheres reasonably well. I'm going to use this also to build the bear's new ear back on that somebody shot off. There you go, working there. It's going to fill it in nicely. And since it is a foam, it should work well, because if an arrow goes through, it's not going to hurt the arrow. It doesn't dry that hard. Alright, got a lot of work to do in the body, so I'm going to start to get to work on that, and I'll come back and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the ear. Completed the Model Magic. 2 ears. Filled a lot in. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to let it sit dry. Should be alright. Got to let it dry for a couple of days at least. Can't remember how long it takes Model Magic to dry. And then we'll paint it. Put that rubber paint on it. Got to figure out a way to do it. I might do it. I'll do it standing up. Just let it run down. Alright. Every day a little bit closer. See how it comes out. So all we got left is painting, detailing, and that's it. And then I will take this one out and shoot it for you. See how it goes. Alright. On to painting. Alright, there he is. It's all together. Now we're going to do the coating. Looking at the size of them, I'm pretty darn sure this one can won't be enough. But I'll do as much as I can. Go out buy another can if I have to. But I'm almost there. He's pretty much done. Alright, let's try to paint him. Yeah, well. Alright everybody, I just got back from the 3D course I shot with Jeff and Tim today. We had a ball. We had the 5 to 8 inches of snow yesterday. So we were out shooting in the snow, and I mean, we had a great time. All right. So I'm back here now. He's up, rubber coated. You can see it's shiny here but dull here. I put some spray paint on to see if I can dull it up. Now my next big thing I got to do is I got to put some target markers on them. And I can burn it into the foam, but that's not going to work. And I'm trying to figure out a way. You know, this whole project has just been, let's see what works. And one thing I did learn was my beautiful ear that I made here, which looks so nice. Well, this thing weighs a ton. And it doesn't sit right. So he rolled over and crushed my ear. My ear took some damage. So my foam ear probably won't make it through the ear, but that's okay. So now I got to work on this. How am I going to get this out? And I think I got an idea. What I'm going to do, you know, it's not the best, but I'm going to put gold string on it and glue it into places using some glue, and then I'll spray paint over it. Yeah, it may not be the best. Yes, if you shoot it, you'll break it, but you know what? It's better than no target, right? All right, everybody, there's my black bear. Okay, originally he was a brown bear. I converted him into a black bear. A couple things. Let's talk about him. I did some online research on bears, black bears, picture-wise. They all have brown over on the nose. Some only have brown on the sides and on the bottom, others all the way around. And even some have 2 brown dots above their eyes. So there is a great variety in the coloration. I went with just all the way around, easier to paint. I did not put the brown dots above the eyes. And another thing I found, which I found really interesting, was in every picture of the black bears, you can't see any white in their eyes. And you know, with us humans, you can see whites. Black bears, that doesn't happen that much. So I left his eyes black. Now, the rubberized paint was black. But what I did is I took some black, flat black primer and spray painted over that. Because it's just too shiny, and it's still shiny now. But it was way too shiny with the rubber paint, so I painted the black on it. And as soon as you touch it, that black primer would come off in a dust. So I had to overcome that. And I figured out a way. And while I was doing that, this last one I was talking about the target area here. Well, my trick with the string sounded really good. Just didn't come out that way. Because when I put the string on it and I glued it on there with Elmer's glue, and some testing I did on another target, if you shot it and you pulled your arrow out, if you pulled it, it pulled the whole string off. It would just dangle there and you lose your target circles. So I had to do away with that. I tried black paint for it and you could barely tell it. So I went with a dark gray. You know, and I think that gives me a good compromise. Now, is it where the vitals are in a real bear? No, but hey, you know what? This is for fun. Now, the last thing I did was the rubberized paint and the black paint. I said it kept coming off. So I used a matte clear coat. And that seems to have done the trick. I picked it up and none of it came off on me like it was before. Now, a couple things on the repairs. It's no longer designed to be taken apart on the back half. I put reinforcing rods in there. This rod right here fixed everything. The front can come off, but I wouldn't take it off. I would leave it like that. I will say this is not a light target. It's at least 40 to 50 pounds. All right. So it came out great to me. They're going to have it for at least another year. Right? This should be able to sit outside with a rubber coating, protect it from ultraviolet radiation, the rain, the cold, all that should not affect it that badly. So, cost. How much did it cost? Well, the fill was $10. Right? Can of great stuff was $3. So it's $13 right there. The most expensive thing was the rubberized Flex Seal stuff, which was, I think, $29 a can. I bought a big can. I had to use 2 cans. Now I sort of went overboard. You could probably get away with 1 if you want to be cheaper. All right. So my total investment is around $80 to $90. And I know these don't go for $100. All right. So I got him another target, saved him a little bit of time for under $100. And I probably could have saved a lot less. A lot more. Gonna save them a lot more if I, cut some corners and went overboard. Now, I will say, personal opinion, not happy. There are just so many arrow holes on this thing. I could have been there for a year trying to fill these things in, right? And you can still see all the little divots and all that. That's how badly shot out it was. If I put another coat of the Flex Seal on it, yeah, it probably would work. All right, but you know what? It's a good target. It's gonna hold them, and I can't wait to shoot it. Right? I have about 6 inches of snow on the ground right now. I'm hoping to take it out in 2 days. I'm gonna go out there up to Tioga, put it out, and take some shots at them and drop them off. All right. So we're gonna watch that, and then we're done. So boys and girls, there you go. You can fix, repair, and reuse a shot out target. Now, is it easy? Oh yeah, actually it is pretty easy. A little time consuming, a little dirty. But you know what? If your club's strapped for money, don't let it get as bad as this one, and you could probably make them look really good. Alright? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next week with an all-new episode of 3D Archery. Alright? So enjoy me shooting this, and I'll catch you next time. Alright, here we are. Final test. Carried that thing out here, and okay, pun on words and all that. That's a bear to carry out here. That thing's heavy. I had to go around hills, over hills. So I got my workout. I had to say the gray lines were great. I can see them, but they're not like jumping out. They're there, but you can see them. All right. A little more than 20. He put it on his belly. Yeah, a little low, a little low. Well, we ain't shooting wood, that's for damn sure. All right. Ooh. All right, Gregory. Here we go. Let's actually put it on his belly. There we go. Just outside the 8. Almost 10. Ooh, a little off to the right. But it's sounding good though. I think you can hear it. Not bad. Alright. No, we don't shoot wooden arrows at the target. Alright. Let's take a look. Let's go up there and let's see what it looks like. Alright, here's the moment of truth. See how it comes out. Good. Some recovery. Here's the foam area. Oh, looks good. Regular area. Not bad. Not bad. Alright. Alright. So the foam keeps the hole, but the rubber, it doesn't rip in, opens it up so it actually closes back some. So it partially heals, so keep it looking a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to try to shoot the other side. So let's try that next. Okay, me being me, too lazy, I just brought this around the other way. Now, I'm the only one here, out here in the woods, so it's pretty safe. Lots of junk in the way. And that's, archery's supposed to be. You never should have clean, perfect shots, unless you're indoors shooting at a target tournament. Whoa! Yeah, bad. Bad. Release, Gregory. There we go. Sounds solid though, doesn't it? All right, I tell you what, that side is the white Loctite stuff. Made a totally different sound than the green one. The great stuff and the fence post stuff. All right, let's go up and take a look. All right, this one. This just shows you what a bad release is. Somehow it went around this tree and hit here. But I touched an 8. That's an old dry one. It is slightly protecting itself. I got 2 10s and 3 right above the 10. Nice holes covering up. Same there. Oh, beautiful. Hard to tell that one was ever shot. Good one. That can't be right. Oh, that's water. Okay. That's water from my arrow. I was like, water's coming out. All right, there you have it. Shot it. It held up. It looks good. All right. Telling you, if you can do it, it's a great way to do it. All right. I'm going to shoot some more and then probably shoot even more and some more and some more.